Hi YouTube. Today's video is going to be on changing out the vapor blasting media. It's a pretty simple process and I'm going to show you on my particular setup how it's done. The next step is just to pull the pump assembly out of the bucket. I'll go ahead and do that next. Once we got that out, next thing you want to do is hose it off. So let me grab the hose and we'll hose it off. So that's all you got to do to clean out the media from the pump. Next thing would be to empty out the media from the bucket. If you have a secondary bucket, which I would highly recommend, then all you typically need to do is load the pump back into the new bucket that's already clean, add your media, and then go from there to do whatever project you need to do. In this case, I only have one bucket, so I'm going to go ahead and take the media out of this bucket. The media, after the system has been off for about 40 minutes, depending on the grit that you're using. In this case, what I have loaded in the bucket is a extra fine grit media, and it's been off for it's been off overnight. But if you wait about 30-40 minutes, if you've been using the extra fine media, all the media will settle to the bottom. All of this nasty, murky looking water that's here is just the contaminants and the particles and stuff from the products that I have been cleaning. All you need to do is just tilt it out and all that dirty, murky water will come out and the media will be actually at the bottom. I'll show you guys how that looks like in a minute. And now if you guys see inside the bucket, see all that black dirt? That's all still contaminants. You can get all the contaminants out. Once you start to see that white stuff, see, so now this white stuff in here, that's the blast media. So what you can do, if you want to give this another little rinse, you can put some water in here to try to get more of those contaminants out. Or if you don't mind storing it like this, you can store the blast media this way also. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little water to it and see if I can't get it a little cleaner. Again, you see all the contaminants that floated to the top. So we're just going to get that stuff out. And then once we get to the blast media, we stop. All right, so that's about as clean as you're going to get it. What you can do at this point is put the blast media in some type of a container. I use a little shoebox to hold the media. And then I go ahead and I label it for the media that's in there. That way, if I need to reuse it, I can just go right back to it. So I'm going to pause the video, get the little bin, and then I'm going to show you how to get the rest of it out of the bucket. All right, guys, here's the little bin I use. So you can pick these things up at Walmart. I think they sell them in a pack of 10, I believe. And all I do is just set it down on the ground. Add a little bit more water to the bucket. So you got it kind of like this consistency, and then you can go ahead and swirl it around and mix it up. That'll get all of the blast media dispersed through the water, and then you can just simply pour it out. That's it, guys. All right, so now the bucket's empty. Tiny little bit of glass media there on the bottom. Go ahead and get that out. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Now what you could do with the bin is set it out in the sun. The water will evaporate, and then all you'll have left is the glass bead media. Hose off your bucket. If you want to, you can wipe it down. If you're switching from a coarse media to a fine media, it may be a good idea to wipe it down. In this case, I'm going to go the opposite. It's going to be a fine media to a coarse media. So if there's any little bits of fine media left in there, it doesn't matter. Okay, this last step is just simply loading the pump back into the bucket. Now, to load your new media up, all you got to do is add a little water to the bucket. And you want to add a little water to the bucket so that you're not splashing the, so you're not getting media dust, you're not inhaling any of the media dust. So there's a little water in there. And on my vapor blasting video, you guys can review that one if you want to know all the ratios. For this particular project that I'm going to do, I need an 80 grit glass bead media, and I'm going to use about 3 to 3.5 cups and fill this bucket just under 3/4 full of liquid. So remember, guys, I told you to save your old blast bead media. So long as it still has the same particle size or close to the same particle size, you can reuse it. So all I'm going to do is, this is a 1/2 cup measurement, so I'm going to do 6 of these. It looks like I'm going to need about another 1/4 cup. So let me grab that, and we'll go ahead and fill the rest of it up with water. All right, guys. Next thing is to move it back to the vapor blasting unit before we put water in it. That will keep the bucket as light as possible. It's ready to go. I'll give you guys a quick preview of what I'm going to clean up next. So I'm gonna restore these antique blowtorches. They were used for heating up soldering guns back in the day before they had electricity. They would use kerosene, and I think this would be a good illustration of what's possible with vapor honing.